the case. I teach argumentation. So somebody makes a claim. You make a claim. We ought to do A, B, C. What evidence do you have? Evidence, inference, warrant. How do you build a case when you see things differently? I do a lot of work in the oil industry. You know, one of the things they've done for years is hire out of the same schools. Everybody thinks alike. When we talk about diversity, so often it's about gender, race, color, religion. To me, diversity is all about diversity of thought. Surround me with some people that think differently and have an open mind. And have an open mind. One of my simple adages is don't argue with a fool, because an observer won't be able to distinguish between the two of you. And one of my questions is, I'll say to somebody, it sounds like no matter what new information gets presented, your mind is made up and you're unwilling to change it. Is that an accurate assessment on my part? How do you answer that question? Think about whether it's politics, religion, whatever it is, you can think about what's the question I would ask to propel this conversation into a different direction. And so often when we disagree, all we do is counterattack with a different point of view. If you think about the Socratic approach and the scientific method, it's somebody comes up with a hypothesis that they have to defend. What are the questions you ask? Versus just saying, no, here's what we're going to do. And often I'll say to somebody, back to consensus. If the decision didn't turn out the way you want, where's the first place to look for the problem? First place. Yourself. Because quite frankly, the higher you go, the less clear the decisions are. Do we pay down the debt? Do we do what's, the EBITDA we're looking at? What are the interest rates? These are all decisions that get made. There's unintended consequences, unintended influences, all kinds of things. As Jerome said before, a crisis comes up. You go past your plan because somebody's going to have a crisis. I've never worked with a senior executive over a year or 18 months that a crisis hasn't happened. Either in the business or in their personal life or somewhere, crisis happens. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? So when you think about courageous determination, where have you stood up and challenged a decision or the status quo?